Could sort these. I'm going to sort them. Okay. This is Colombia.
Turkey.
New Zealand. I think I'm probably the problem.
We'll need to beg
France.
for forgiveness after reading these sheets out as well, because we've got. I reckon I could do a pretty good job with the Spanish ones. I can speak a little bit of Portuguese.
Oh, that's cool. What language were you speaking with Benny earlier?
That would be Afrikaans. It's a Deutsche language of Dutch. It's about the same difference between Portuguese and Spanish. Afrikaans to Dutch. Okay. This is chaos.
We're getting there.
Have you got
I have
GB
4 New
pile?
Zealands. I have not got a GB pile.
I've got a GB pile. Argentina.
I haven't seen an Argentina on yet either.
Okay, wait, that's South Africa. That's Australia. Argentina.
Netherlands. Have you got a Turkey pile?
Yes. This is actually the first competition that I've seen Argentina at, and they've been doing very, very well.
Yeah, very impressive. Their under 19 and under 24 girls yesterday were very impressive indeed. I was, kind of astounded by the standard.
You make it sound like you expected it to be bad.
No, not even that. I expected them to be pretty solid, and they were even better than pretty solid. I was very impressed.
Had no idea what to expect from them. All right.
Have you got an America pile?
I do not have a USA pile. We've got a warning whistle for the 32nd, a couple seconds back. So the teams are making ready for the kickoff here. Once again, please, if there's anyone from China or not Argentina, Colombia that would like to come and commentate, you are more than welcome. And the teams are off.
Okay.
Initially, the sprint was won by Colombia, but then China managed to get possession back before Colombia regained possession once again.
The Chinese men have also been a bit of an unknown and have been performing pretty well this tournament. I think they had a win against Poland earlier today, which I'm sure, felt pretty good.
We've got a no goal declared here. An infringement committed by the Colombian team, and they are being pushed back. Stack of piles that are done. Do you have like a done pile stack?
This one.
Okay. That's 4 from Jim's beautiful little curl by the Colombian player with the yellow fins there. I'm unable to identify his number. We've got a Chinese player substituting, 2 Chinese players substituting out here.
The Colombians' yellow gear is so vibrant outside of the water, but inside it looks so green. I was thinking there was a coach playing with the puck. Oh, lovely little move from that Chinese player there. It didn't quite achieve what they wanted it to, but
beautiful
nice
little,
skills. Like nice quick pulls
there by the Chinese player. And the Colombians going for a little bit of a swing, but they've gone to the inside instead of finishing off that swing.
I would love to know who's coaching the Chinese team. There's a man sort of stood here.
They had a female coach, I believe. I don't know her name.
There is a lady sat on that chair there. Well, she's obviously done a very good job. We've got a call against the Colombians here. Obstruction. Classic foul. We'll read out the rest of this game shortly. We're still stacking papers over here, if you can believe it. I think we've got ourselves pretty much sorted out. Although I did never find the under-19 men
Did you
Colombians.
find? I haven't seen any Colombian sheets on my side.
The pile is here. No, it's in the done pile somewhere.
Right. Okay, we've got an equal puck. These are quite difficult to do as a referee because you have to kind of watch all the players out of the corners of your eyes to make sure everyone is on the surface.
So in the I think it was the GB Australia game, there was so much gloving that the ref did gloving one hand, gloving the other hand, and then gloving the third hand. I was like, wow, the 3 teams worth of gloving there. But that was another quite quick stop after this one.
Alright, and China making quick sprints off of that advantage puck, but it looks like Colombia has taken possession, driving them back up that far wall. Colombian and a Chinese player battling it out. The Colombian player has won. Referee is a little bit in the way at the moment.
It's okay, they're just doing their job. They're just doing their job.
Strong drive towards the goal. The Colombian team has cut in on that 45-degree towards the goal, and it looks like it is a goal against China. Colombian number 8. If we can find the sheets now,
It could be.
It
It could be Juan Pablo Jimenez Sanchez, or it could
that's
be.
the under 24 men, so it wouldn't be Juan, at least not this one.
How do you know it's under 20? Oh, there it
It
is.
says on the first column.
Okay, yeah, we don't have.
Wait, that's under 19, under 19. There we go, under 19 men.
Oh, I'm just so
I am
stupid.
Tobin Rowley from New Zealand. You told me that the first half was not going exactly as you planned it. What made the difference for the second one?
Well, the first half we had a lot of fouls, 2 headshots, a bunch of gloving and stick infringements, which led to disallowed goals, and we couldn't get our offense going. So second half we just cut down the fouls, and we found our teammates a lot more with the passes, so it led to a lot more goals.
So what will the strategy be going further into the competition?
Just keep playing our game, try and clean it up, come out strong in that first half, and then keep rolling from there. Yeah, get that dog in us.
Is there something that you're proud of about the team?
I think everyone overcame the challenges very quick. We kind of got beat down a little bit, but then we absorbed the pressure and we went out and we kept going, and then we rolled through them, so it was good.
So you came a long way from New Zealand to Turkey. How is it fighting the jet lag and being accommodated to the place here?
We got a couple training days to acclimatize, and then it's just hockey from there. Play how we play, and it's all goodies.
Perfect. We wish you good luck for the rest of the competition, and we'll see you later. Thank you.
Shout out the Pinion Pod.
Wow, never give 17-year-old boys media training. That was amazing.
We were just briefly interrupted there by a quick post-game interview with the New Zealand team. They just played before this match. But we are back to the China-Colombia match now, fully focused on that. So the referees for this game, we have Arsev from Turkey as our chief ref, Junho from Malaysia as one of our water refs, as well as Benjamin from Australia and Jack from GB/New Zealand. And on the table we have Melissa from Argentina and Mauricio from Colombia. Puck is back in play. Big drive by the Colombian team, with 4 of them swarming the Chinese there. They've cut to the far side of the wall. Chinese putting good pressure on the drive from Colombia.
They've been well kitted out with power fins, the Chinese team. All got lovely, colourful feet.
The Colombian team also quite likes the power fins from what I've seen so far. I actually have a set of power fins myself.
I was going to say, I've never tried them. Are they pretty good?
They're very nice. It's a similar feel to the Niadas, but it's a slightly stiffer fin, so I feel like you get a little bit more pressure, not pressure, speed
Yeah.
from the fin, but it's also slightly more pressure on the foot.
Ah, okay. It's very funny, the South African Niadas. Niadas.
That's how they say it in Hungary, if I'm not mistaken. I actually asked them when I bought the last pair.
Nice. I mean, I kind of believe you, but
Everyone
it's
has
still funny to
a
me.
Nahades,
Nahades.
Nayadas, Najades. Who knows how we say these fins' names?
That was a lovely double team from the Colombians there. So you could see they swam two of them together and then an underbody shove, which is unfortunate because his pair was actually ahead of him. So the underbody shove went under the Chinese defender, but also under the body of his friend, which meant it kind of flopped about and got cleared out. But the intent was there, and I liked it.
I think he also got a little bit more height off of that underbody shove. It was almost more of a back flick,
Yeah.
which could have been dangerous. It came quite close to hitting another player there, from what I could see.
Very spirited Chinese defence as well. Like you can see they are like not letting them in. That's good commentary, that.
The Chinese player who managed to drive up away from the goal there was looking for his support, but just not quite finding it. And then we had the call from the referees.
They're having a little chat now. Stick foul against the Colombians. Or not what they were chatting about. Could have been a penalty goal. That would have been great.
Just here for the entertainment of penalty goals, in case anyone was wondering.
I mean, ideally a penalty, but a penalty goal is pretty juicy.
Yes, no.
I'll take that as well.
I meant a penalty, not a penalty goal. And it doesn't matter which team is playing. I feel like you're always rooting for the team that's defending a penalty goal.
Yeah, because it's so exciting when somebody defends a penalty.
Goal is so impressive.
He's probably not watching this game, but if he is, shout out Decker Onken from the US men's team, but he plays at my club in London, who saved 2 penalties at the UK finals in June. Two separate ones he saved.
Okay, that looks like a foul by the Colombian number either 9 or it would have been 9. Yeah, 10 would have been a fist. Sometimes as the fingers start tallying up, it's hard to keep track. We've got an immediate advantage being played by a referee off of that advantage puck.
There are a lot of sort of confused boys on the surface looking at each other before they realise that play was still happening. So not quite sure what happened there.
China will be quite happy with where they are in the pool now. They've driven all the way up to Colombia's last third. But Colombia is managing to redirect that pressure and creating a drive of their own.
I think these teams have kind of similar play styles. They're both very good swimmers, pretty speedy, wanting to play into space. And I think Colombia have a bit more of the ability to punch through. They've got a bit more sort of physicality to them when they need it.
I think the thing that the Colombians are also doing quite well, generally, not in this specific scenario, is they almost swarm the players. So their support is really just excellent. And the Chinese occasionally just a little bit slow to support there.
Yeah, so that player with the yellow snorkel coming in there is just sort of supporting from the wrong place. If their player had been tackled, they wouldn't really have been able to do much about it.
But I think excellent strategic decision there to drive back into the corner, which is a safe spot to then regroup your team and try and get out of your defensive third there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not many under-19s have the sort of guts and knowledge experience to be comfortable driving back into the corner like that, or redirecting back into the corner like that.
Absolutely, and you could see it worked. There were immediately then sort of 5 Chinese players surrounding the puck, so it was effective. Got a call here against the Colombians again. Stick foul. We do often say the team that are winning are usually the ones with the most fouls. That kind of happens if you're the team that's in possession most. But there have been quite a few here from the Colombians and a lot less by the Chinese.
I imagine we should be seeing some players thrown out shortly.
For all these stick fouls. We've got lots of advantages happening here now as well.
Okay, we've got a warning to number 7 from China for illegally stopping the puck. So you're not allowed to stop the puck with anything other than your stick.
That's an interesting, like, people generally aren't trying to do that. I feel like you don't often see a warning for that one. We've got looks like they're having a referee timeout here, but the Chinese were also trying to use their timeout. Hopefully they've figured out that they can now have a nice break and won't be needing. They can save that timeout for another time.
The referee there who gave the warning seems to be indicating that the Chinese player lifted up his elbow to try and stop that flick coming through.
Sneaky. Got to be careful of that though, that could really hurt. The Chinese team are taking their timeout now.
Yes. And in case there's any confusion, the Colombian team is in fact being driven back. So a penalty has been awarded against them, which means that it was a different referee who made the initial call. The other ref, just in addition to that, at some point would have seen that illegal stop of the puck and still felt it was necessary to give the Chinese player a warning for that. But the advantage or free puck at the end of the day still goes to China because the infringement was called against Colombia.
Just while this time's out on, I will mention that the other court is currently under 19 men, France versus USA. 1-0 to France. Actually, I think it's just gone to 2-0, or maybe 1-1. But pretty close game over there as well. We're seeing some very close, tense games today. Yeah, now 2-0. Well, I've got a big time case of the chlorine lung. We get outside and some fresh air at some point, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stay in here and watch hockey.
Off to a strong start after that team time out from China. Whatever the coach said seems to have helped. We do have advantage being played by a referee here, but that has been dropped. It's always a little hard to see what's going on in that far side wall. Strong drive. The Chinese will want to start cutting in towards the goal here, but we have had play stopped. Number 14 from Colombia is being sent out. And an advantage puck against Colombia being given. This is right in front of their goal almost. Colombia will
be great if China could convert that.
Would not be happy about where they are now. Looks like just a 1-minute penalty against number 14. He should be back in soon.
Shout out Anjana. Just messaged to say that she's listening. I was convinced that nobody would be listening to us this game, but my friend is at home listening. I hope little Maddie is doing well.
I think they don't have a choice because they'll want to watch the game. If they don't like what we're saying, they'll probably just mute us.
She could.
But hopefully we're not doing too bad of a job.
I keep being told that I should make a career change into podcasting. So, looks like Colombia are calling a timeout there. Probably for the best. They're about to face another free puck on their tin.
The puck has been moved more towards the middle now, so it really is almost right in front of the goal.
And Jose still has another 13 seconds left on his timeout, so if his team can hold out and clear it, then he will be able to hop in and help relieve the pressure, but otherwise could be a goal before he even hits the water. About a minute 15 left in this first half as well. So nearly time for a break.
China will want to capitalize on their position in the pool now, because if they are driven back, not a lot of time to get up close and personal with the goal again. All the players dropping down in anticipation for that buzzer.
Extremely keen. Looks like they all went down. Oh, they've just begun. They've just started.
They are going to be stopped most likely and pulled back because they've gone early before the buzzer. It'll either be reset or be converted to an equal puck there.
The Colombians asking to play advantage, which is interesting when you're...
I mean, they just played the cards dealt them, right? China would have charged, and Colombia had no choice but to defend there.
If I was the Colombian player, I think I'd be feeling pretty grateful for any kind of free puck at that point, especially given that means that your friend can get back in.
This mistake on China's side with taking the free puck early has actually given Colombia a bit of an advantage, because in the meantime, number 10's time has run out. 14's time has run out, so he'll be getting into the water as soon as that buzzer goes off.
It looks like they're sticking with... Oh no, they've switched to an equal puck as well, so real shame there. They really have sort of pushed that away. Immediate call though. So the Colombians immediately give up that advantage again by encroaching, going too early on that free puck, on the equal puck. The Colombian number 1 player, that's Samuel, seems pretty annoyed about the whole business.
What is the preferred term in GB for encroachment, false start, breaking?
Encroachment.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think we use breaking mostly in South Africa.
Really?
Occasionally we might say false start.
Benny kept saying jumping. He asked me what the term for jumping was.
Oh my goodness.
They will have someone out for that now. So they had a warning after their first one, and now they're doing it again, have someone sent out for the remaining 9 seconds of the first half, but it will go into the second half.
One of the most frustrating fouls to be committing is encroachments, as you say, or substitution fouls.
Yes, it's an absolute nightmare for you when you've done something good and then a buzzer gets called and it turns out one of your teammates just did something dumb. That's always heartbreaking.
We've just hit halftime here, so the teams will be swapping sides, gathering for a quick pep talk from their coaches.
A good reprieve for the Colombians, really. Could have been, free pucks on their tin. They were a man down, but instead it was kind of all a bit of a kerfuffle, and they didn't really have to sort of face the pressure in the end.
I think they'll be very relieved to have hit halftime now. They'll be starting still with a man down, it seems, but at least they'll be playing a man down in the middle of the pool and not in their defensive third.
Much better place to be, especially if you can win the strike. But Colombia are pretty fast, but so are China, so might be a tight one. Very even game so far though, a 1-0 only.
China have really, they have been a bit of an underdog. I think this is their first junior worlds that they've come to, that I'm aware of, and they've been doing quite well.
Bodes well for kind of the future for China. So they took an elite men's team to Australia, I believe. But someone was telling me that was formed mainly of swimmers who hadn't been playing hockey for very long. Swimmers tend to be great hockey players, but these under 19 boys clearly have a lot of skills as well. They've great puck control, so they might be swimmers, but also with good hockey skills. It really bodes well for the elite team going forward. Maybe this is the elite team that will be attending France. Did they qualify?
I honestly don't know.
Or didn't they make it so that no teams had to qualify and just everyone came?
They ended up changing it because the America's qualifier was unable to happen due to circumstances outside everyone's control.
Due to circumstances.
Yes. So I believe we'll be seeing quite a few countries at Elite Worlds, Elite and Masters has also been split for next year, hey?
Yes, yeah. Do we have a time and location for Masters?
Not that I'm aware of, no. Elites will be in France. I forget the town's name. It's somewhere in the middle of France in April next year.
Clermont-Ferrand, I think.
There we go.
I'm sure that is not how you say it. A French person is probably somewhere a French person cried.
I think that's closer than I would have gotten.
Clermont-Ferrand.
I think you need to stop now in case there are any French listening.
Hey, we are restarting this game.
Number 5, Andres Fernando Salazar Figueroa, still sitting out. He's got another 50 seconds left. He's had a good long rest with the 3-minute halftime as well as another minute in the bin. So he'll be very fresh.
Big things when he gets in. So that was for encroachment, breaking, jumping, a couple of times on the free puck. It was a good swim from the Chinese player. It looked like they were about to pull off a lovely dummy, but just left it slightly too late. You could see the difference in the physicality that I was mentioning there earlier with the Colombian player. As he whipped round kind of with a lot of force, the Chinese are much more delicate, I would say, in the way that they're playing, which is reflected in the number of fouls that the teams are getting.
Perhaps. I think the Colombians are very good at making really short, tight, fast curls, like we just saw before that call by the referees.
Oh, that was a strong swim from that Chinese player there. If they'd had another one on the other side, they could have really double-teamed right to the goal there, but
good
a little bit slow
back
there.
by the Chinese player there, but immediately coming across another player from Colombia. Just really good numbers from both sides here. But Colombia manages to regain possession, drive up the wall, cut to the inside, and flick off to a teammate who is now swimming to the far side of the pool. Lots of momentum here.
Very nicely done from Colombia. You could see the Chinese player tried to stop the Colombian down that wall with a nice hook tackle, realising that they were pretty much outswam, and immediate tactical sub. Oh, that right on the edge of that tin there. Curled out, but it looks like it's gone back in again. No, it's been...
Oh, and we've got a call by the referees.
Impressive save there from the Chinese. Really sort of well held. Now having a call against them for obstruction.
Bit of obstruction there.
But I'm very impressed that he must have curled that like onto and then off again the lip of the tin.
Have you seen any other own goals this tournament so far?
I haven't seen any own
I
goals.
had a very unfortunate one. I believe it was Australia, where the player was defending and he managed to get the puck, but as he came around, just a little bit too much momentum and it slid right into the goal. It's always devastating when you score in your own tin, especially after a nice defensive move like that.
What was the final score for that game?
I've reffed so many games today, I have no idea.
Fair. Did they win?
I think New Zealand won. Right, so we have the Chinese right against the wall there.
You can see that's swimmer right there. You can see the two of them poised to, like they were taking a strike, their feet on the wall to push off and chase down the Colombians. Couldn't tell you what is happening there. A lot of bodies down, and a goal for Colombia. Number 2. You do it.
Okay. Juan Sebastian Jarmilo Garcia. I hope that was more or less right.
That was beautiful. You can speak more Portuguese to me later. Disney and I are sharing a room.
Alright, players are ready for the strike again. Oh, we've got 2 late additions from Colombia coming in here, but the buzzer has already gone off.
There's still 5 of them in the... Oh no, they have an assistant coach out the back. Did those players touch the wall?
I think one of the Colombian players cut in early before he touched the wall, and he is now being sent out for a substitution.
So at the beginning of a game, if you enter the match before the puck has been touched, you have to go touch the wall before you can go touch it. If he'd waited to like engage the play until the if he'd wait until the puck has been touched to then sub in, that's fine because they're going from 5 to 6. But you cannot start the game without having been on the wall. Lovely little flick from the Chinese there. It's such a shame. I think it's their wing. I'm not sure what formation they're playing, but their wings definitely need to be pushed up a bit more to stop those clear outs going sideways of the goal, because they've had a lot of really great opportunities that like sort of the central players have created.
I always wonder how much commentating we can do on team structures. I almost feel like don't want to give those structures away, or at least my best guess of what their structure might be. China does seem to be playing a bit of a forward bath heavy game from what I could tell. So maybe 3 forwards in the front.
I agree. Earlier I was talking about the American free pucks, but I was like, it's pretty obvious what they're doing here. They've done the same thing 4 times in a row. I think me commenting on it is not giving too much away. Lovely little backline switch for the Colombians here. Those scare me. I'm not a back. Whenever I am playing back, if a backline switch looks like it's happening, I'm having a bad time. I'm trying not to swear on CMAS TV.
I think it's always a bit of a gutsy move, because if you make a mistake with the backline swing, a lot can go wrong, but they are so effective if you manage to do them right.
Yeah, exactly.
But initiating those backline swings are terrifying.
Yes. I am thinking that's going to be a stick infringement.
Against China.
Yeah. It was a pretty classic textbook example of a stick infringement, that one. It came right from underneath the arm and swooped under the stick. You could probably use that one for teaching a class in future.
Some referees like to make up their own signal for that one and do kind of a bit of a swoopy movement.
A swoopy movement?
Yes.
Oh.
Not at this level, I wouldn't say, but definitely on our national level, some referees will do the swoopy movement instead of a proper stick foul signal.
I like when people invent fouls. It's quite funny. Not when they invent fouls, but invent signals for the fouls. That can be quite funny.
Illegally stopping the puck by Colombia, so the Colombian side is going to be driven back 5 meters from China's goal, and then another additional 3 meters. The puck will be placed on the 5-meter line. You can never have an advantage or a puck placed closer than that to your goal.
The players subbing in there was taking the puck pretty. Had to start off with a sort of a stressful moment, but good drive here. Another backline switch from the Colombians. Bit of a tight one this time. Well tackled by the Chinese and sent back in, but picked
just
up
look
pretty
at
quickly by
the
the
numbers from Colombia again.
Yeah.
They always have a numbers overlap on the Chinese side, and I think that's making a big difference.
Well, they must
to
be
the
finding
game.
life so easy here at like practically sea level, because most of the Colombian pools appear to be on the top of mountains. Whenever I speak to them, any of these players from Medellin, for example, they train at quite a high altitude. They must feel like they've got so much more air down here.
I think we're also quite high above sea level where I'm at in South Africa. I think it's about 1.5 k's above sea level. So as a referee, definitely also having a good time on sea level here.
Feeling fit and
oh yeah, feeling great.
Well, I'll ask you again when we're commentating the finals.
Is it?
And see how you're feeling then. I've taken the advice. Oh, we're having a free timeout for China here. I've taken the advice of some of the referees that I was speaking to over dinner last night. So I had planned to go for a run today, and they said, "Oh no, you simply must ease off of your training while you're here." And you know what? Any excuse to not go for a run. So I think I'm going to do it on days where we have afternoon shifts. I'm going to run to the pool, but after all the reffing, I think I should take it easy. Plus, I mean, who else would be sitting here providing such sparkling commentary if we were out anywhere else? We might be starting to have more people listen in. There is a GB match kicking off shortly. Actually, scheduled to have kicked off. Oh no, it's at 5:15. Yeah, 5:15.
Alright, the buzzer's off. Colombia is lining up, I want to say in the Turkish style.
The Turkish style involves a bit more swimming forward.
That is true. But I think that's sort of a bit of a move that the Turkish have coined.
It feels to me almost counterproductive to have your hands like that by your head. At that point, it must be quite difficult for you to swim anywhere. Like you're all sort of tangled up in yourself. But maybe the point isn't for those people to swim anywhere. Maybe that's just to block the opposition, which is allowed if they're stationary. It gives the player taking the puck lots of space to go and do their thing and allow other people to move.
One of the previous matches, Turkey was doing that same sort of lineup off of the free pucks, and France had a really hard time getting anywhere with the free pucks because of that lineup. And they actually resorted to attempting to duplicate that from their side, but the Turks just seemed very adapted to that kind of free puck starts, and they would just swim around the French and still nail the person taking the puck before they really got a clean pass off to any of their teammates. Very effective.
Chinese men doing a great job of pinning it in the corner here. You can hear a foul being called. Yeah, really well held there. They've, what do I mean? Sort of. They've got a call in their advantage. Sort of pulled it out from the Colombians.
China driving back out of their defensive third here. We've moved to the middle of the pool on the far side wall, away from the camera.
Again, it was good. They had sort of 3 down. They were facing forward, and you could see those legs kicking, which is really key to getting a good drive in hockey. Could see a bit of a drive going there from the Colombians, but has been called up.
Number 7 from Colombia is being thrown out for obstruction. That would be, I don't know if it's always a ch or if it becomes a j at some point, but Jacobo Arango Espinosa, their captain, has been thrown out.
Just for the 1 minute though. So they will be back in soon. That's how the game works.
Good numbers from both teams, but Colombia
very lovely tackle from that Chinese defender there. You can see he's looking for his forward,
that
not ideally
almost
positioned.
looked like a flick into the body there.
Yeah.
Of his own player.
Best to do there would have been to flick it the other side of the Colombian, and then when they curled out to hit them on the inside, or for that player to be on the other side where they've got sort of a clearer line.
Another obstruction call against Colombia.
Oh, this one's a stick
we've
foul.
got a sticking. We had 2 refs calling at the same time, but I believe the call has been awarded to the referee indicating the sticking foul.
You can stick at the same time as you obstruct, I reckon. I wonder how many fouls you could be committing at once.
Okay, number 7's timeout penalty has just finished, so he is back in the water.
Lovely flick from the Chinese player. I see this guy in the pink fins just needs to be pushed up a bit more, and his friend on the other side. That could have been a lovely opportunity for a goal there. Nice little 45 from the Colombian. Big drive from the Colombians coming now. Can that Chinese defender hold it long enough for his team to come by? Oh, that looks like a goal there.
Quite a clean goal from our perspective by the cameras here.
That has been awarded to number 7. Oh, the captain has come back in with a vengeance after his little rest.
Redemption. I think speaking of China's player with the pink fins, if you look at his body position after that last goal, he appears to be playing almost a forward position, I would guess. But he's facing backwards, which is not necessarily the way you want to be facing as a forward.
Heads pointed towards the goal is sort of a common suggestion. That looked like a mean dummy, but picked up by a Chinese player on the other side. Going for a nice little switch there. See, that was a nice, lovely little push-pull on that one. And well picked up by his teammate. Underbody shove it.
Good
Yes,
nice.
nice.
By China
Go
there.
on.
They are so close, but Colombia That almost looked like a bit of a stick infringement there.
Oh, I'm not sure about the Chinese player then trying to punch that guy in the face.
Yeah, a bit of a kerfuffle on the wall there.
Obviously not actually punching in the face. I'm not alleging that.
Number one from China did a really good job on the wall there to turn his stick around as he was jabbing the puck to avoid a gloving foul.
Yeah, and strong enough that the Colombian stick fell out their hand. That's a big, strong drive from that Colombian player now. Oh, I think he could have had that, if he'd carried on swimming. I think he could have gone all the way. Oh,
And his teammates, whom he passed the puck to, just swarmed by the Chinese. Excellent defense there. And we've got a stick infringement against Colombia. So that pressure from the Chinese defense really paid off there, putting the Colombian player under pressure and forcing him to commit a foul.
we have 38 seconds remaining in this game now, so if the Chinese can take this free puck and pop it under their subs bin, they might be able to just hold out. 3-0, very respectable score, I think.
That said, they've got enough time
They have
to
got
get a
enough
goal if they can pull together.
Oh yeah, that would be wonderful. Colombians really pushing hard now. You can tell they would like another one.
Important to remember that in these last 2 minutes of the game, the clock gets stopped to avoid any sort of time delay fouls if a team wants to avoid the score changing. So these 2 minutes often feel like an eternity.
16 seconds remaining, and we've got an encroachment call here. A playing advantage. The advantage is gone. Oh, I didn't notice it got a Chinese player in the bin. So they're down to 5 for the last 3 seconds. Oh, it looks like that was a goal right at the end there. Oh, that's unfortunate for the Chinese team.
Only they could have kept it out for another 2 seconds there.
Yeah, would have been all they needed, but there we go. Not sure who scored the goal there, but
Angel Cano Ramirez.
scored it from the sin bin. Very impressive.
A little bit of confusion on the table there.
But yeah, so that game finished 4-0. Very impressed with the Chinese players. I think they need a little more oomph, a little bit more punch from the upper body, as well as the kicking of the legs. They've got the kicking of the legs nailed, and just a bit faster in the sport. But
I think that a lot of
overall,
that
very
comes
well
down to
played.
experience. Hey, the Chinese team, I don't think underwater hockey hasn't been a sport in China, I think, as long as many of the other countries at Worlds.
Exactly.
And that experience really does make a big difference.
And if you play at that kind of level, if that's how the game is played in the clubs where you're around, and then all of a sudden you're here and there are big angry Colombian boys coming at you, it can be tough. You might be able to hear from the racket, but the next game coming up is Turkey versus Great Britain. I believe it's the under-19 men. So as I have mentioned previously on this stream, the Turkish supporters they've come out in absolute droves. They've got flags, they've got whistles, or at least the ability to whistle, and they are loud. And I have got "Oh Turkey" stuck in my head for like the last 3 days.
It's a great chant.
It is a great chant. And this one, but that's a bit generic. I prefer the other one. There are a fair chunk of GB supporters here as well. I can see Damien up in the stands. I can see Steph